Good morning. Welcome to the channel, Retired Don't Give Up 2.0. We have a situation. I've been neglecting a project that we wanted to do a couple of months back, just because, well, the buying the car and everything else that's happened. The problem is now becoming a little more acute. It's about my fish. Our fish has outgrown the fountain, and we've talked about putting in a bigger pond and making it a two-tier system. At any rate, came down a couple of months ago, and we found 3 fish had jumped out of the fountain. So and the fish that are in there are now certainly too big. And now what's happened is the pump that pumps the water up through here is now broken. Now you can see the fish are still moving around in there, but you can see the little fish are now up trying to get into the clearer water. With the pump not working, the filtering that comes from the fountain itself obviously is not filtering the water, and now the water is quite cloudy. And I am concerned for the health of our fish. I found a filtering system on Lasada. It's a little bigger than necessary, but a little bigger than necessary is actually better in the long run. It includes everything. I'll show you a picture of it up here. And it includes the pump and so forth. This is Tuesday. We could get it on Thursday. Now Thursday, of course, is the day after Christmas, so it says Thursday, but the 26th, but whether or not it actually would show up on the 26th, it's hard to say. What we're going to do is we're going to go into Pear. Now my friend Paul, he knows where there's a fish pond place in Pear, so we're going to go and take a look and see what they have. The other thing I'm interested in doing is, of course, I want to do a two-tier system, where we have the main pond, the secondary fountain higher, and then of course the fountain itself. This is what we want to do. Whether it becomes a reality, well, stay tuned. But I find this bowl itself might be a little too big for the new pond. So I'm looking for something a little smaller, and hopefully we'll be successful. All right, we're on our way to Pear. Believe it or not, this is the first place we've stopped, and Katai went in first and took a look and then came out and said, yeah, they may have what we want. So this is the store. Obviously it's all pet stores and so forth, but over here they have all the stuff necessary, food, and of course filters. And this is their fresh pond with all the fish, all with their mouths opening, expecting to be fed, and that filter system. We are purchasing this unit here, which is more than enough for the size of pond that we have. The design, because we're having the fountain included, will have 2 pumps, so we purchased 2 pumps, and total price came to 1,600 baht, which also included a big bag of food. Not bad. So we're off and running. Next step, get that pond and get it going. So this is where they make these. As you can see, this is going to be the pond, one of these. We're obviously going to try and get the best one. So the men are working right now, and they're one of the other things they do here is they make cement blocks, as you can see down there. So, and it's very much a hands-on affair here in the 21st century. So they put the gravel into the little buckets, and then of course then they pour the bucket into the mixer, And so this is where they're mixing the cement, and we're going to go down and I'm going to show you what they're going to be making out of this. So what they're doing here is they're making these blocks. And they have a machine here that's as modern as it gets. So as basic as that is, it's actually quite efficient. They pour the aggregate and the cement into here, and it travels up the belt, fills the hopper, and as you can see, they can make these bricks at a very quick. And they charge about 9 baht per brick. Not bad. Okay, we're going to head home. Our pond has been ordered. They're a pretty good size compared to what we had before. So I'm not sure which one we'll get, but obviously they'll pick a good one. And what we're going to do is we're going to, after everything's done, we're going to add, simulated brick around the whole thing to finish it up. This is the forms that they use to make these. I guess they pour the cement around. And here's the new batch of cement for the next round. Very much hands-on. It's manual labor, but it's still pretty efficient. So our new pond has been delivered. We've moved the small fountain. Technician will be here in about an hour. We'll figure out what plumbing, what piping we need, and we'll get started. The idea is that these bricks over here will go in the middle, and they'll hold up the main fountain. So the fountain will come to about here and be up this high. So when the water comes down, comes over the fountain and down, and then overflows this fountain, it will cascade down into the pond. That's the plan. Well, the technician was supposed to come at 1 o'clock, and he said he was going to be late, and it turns out he's not coming to 3, so I said, I'm going to go have a nap. While I'm having a nap, I keep thinking about these things here. And I'm thinking it's just too unstable to put that whole unit on there. So about half an hour into my nap of no sleep, I got up, and Katai and I went back to the same place, and we picked up this. So we'll put that in, and this will be more solid than that. So we have a plan. As you say, we went back and got that other drainage pipe, which is actually perfect and nice and clean. Unfortunately, we tried to drill a hole in it over here, right there, and unfortunately, it cracked the whole thing right there. So we have to go buy another one. But the bottom line is, this is going to work out really, really well. It's the right height. And of course, the fountain will go on top here, and it'll go to about this height. We have a plan. At least I think we have a plan. And we're heading out now to go and buy pipe. Everything has a give and take, a sacrifice. The filter is going to end up being right here. I wanted it there, but that's not going to work. So, give and take. And again, of course, now that we can't drill a hole through that, and then we would have to drill a hole through this to get the pipe to come straight up and to hide all the pipes. Well, we tried to drill a hole through that and broke it. Chances are we tried to drill through a hole through that, we might break it too. So let's not take the chance. We're gonna pipe it in and around. We'll hide it with plants. So this is the end of the first day. Obviously, we're not very far advanced. The technician's going to It's now going on 5:30. Technician wants to stay a little longer, and he's going to start doing all the plumbing. And of course, so we have the drain on this side. We had to get the new support for the fountain, which we did. Bit of a discount, but not much. Another 100 baht. And of course, the filter, which is going to be in sight. So I'm not overly happy about that. But I guess there are compromises that happen. We'll put plants around it. Hopefully that'll hide, make it a little less conspicuous. Unfortunately, the technician can't be here tomorrow, so I am very much worried. Now we moved the fish into a bigger pond, a little bucket, but I am worried that they're not going to like it in there, and I certainly hope that we're not going to find any floating upside down in the morning. So technician will be back on Saturday. This is, of course, Thursday, Christmas Day. We have to get ready because we're going out for Christmas dinner. It's been a long day. I could go for a nap right now, but we're not done yet. Anyway, stay tuned. The adventure continues. So it's the next day. Technician is here at 1 o'clock, like he said, which is very good. Our fish so far have managed to survive the night. Of course, they're going to have to survive one more night, because once we get all this going, we're going to have to run the water through the filter. So there's enough, because of the cement, it can cause problems with the water that could actually harm the fish. So we'll have to run water through the filter for quite some time. I'm not sure. I'm going to give my friend Dave a call and ask him just how long we need to run the water through the filters before we can put our fish back in. But we're moving along quite nicely. We should have water in it today, but we'll see how that works out. Well, it's 5 o'clock. We've got water in it. We've leveled everything off the best we can. We've had to cement the lines that are going in because the water will eventually be above that. And of course, we got to let that cement dry. So, and even trusting it out, water gets on the cement. So we're not going to run it until that cement is dry. So the pumps are in there. Everything's hooked up. And everything is basically working. The filter's working. Everything is working. But like I say, tomorrow we'll fill it. Once the cement is dry, we'll fill it up a little more. Then we need to run it for a while. And I need to monitor the pH. As Dave says, the lime in the cement will leach out of the cement and raise the pH. There's a maximum that we can allow, but we'll monitor it for the next couple of days before we decide to put fish in it. Worst case scenario, we can put the fish back in here for now because, well, the water. But the problem is the pump is pumping the water from down there up and through, so it would still be the water that's in the main tank. So I guess that's not going to work. All right, we'll finish this up tomorrow. Good morning. It's been 2 days since my last entry into this this video for the fountain. Beautiful crisp day. Went down to about 17 degrees yesterday. Yesterday morning we came down and to a pile of water around the pond. As you can see now, it is completely dry. What the problem was, at first I thought it was the drain. The drain was leaking, and it certainly was. So I took the plug out, put some Teflon around it, put it back in, and that stopped it from there. But it was still wet over here, and it turned out there was cracks inside. I had to take all the water out, which was a real pain. You take the drain, but all the water wouldn't drain because that's a little higher. So I had to manually try to extract the water. And so I did that yesterday. I was not very happy. I was more angry at myself for not looking over the pond before we put the water in, and it was just, but I guess you can't think of everything. So I got the water out, and then I went for coffee with my friends, and I kept thinking, okay, how are we going to fix this? How are we going to fix this? And I came back to Katai, had mixed up cement, and she had, as you can see, all along here, she put the cement in and did a beautiful job. Beautiful job fixing it. So now it's the next day, and we're ready to put water in it. I've been very worried about the fish. You can't see anything in there, but we have the air. So, poor fish have been living in that bucket for, 4 days now. So, luckily there's no fish floating upside down, so that's a good sign. So we are now going to fill it with water. Hopefully it does not leak. And we're going to have to let it run for another 24 hours. I'll be checking the pH level fairly regularly. And then we'll decide at that point whether or not to put the fish in. And that's when we'll finish off this video. So I'm going to put the water in. Stay tuned. So this is really not good. It is definitely a problem. I do not know what the solution is, other than we need to take this whole thing completely apart, take everything apart, take everything out, have them come back, take this back, bring us one that they put water in that will not leak. So it's been one problem after another, and this is leaking. So who knows where it's leaking now? Who knows? Yeah, this is very frustrating. This is not turning out the way we would like. So I don't know when this video is going to get finished. So their solution was the very same as the Katai's solution. They just came back, they drained the water out, cleaned everything, and they just cemented the inside. One more day, see what happens, and maybe we'll get lucky this time. Good morning. I never would have imagined that it would be this long. I no longer keep track of how many days we've been working on this pond, and of course it leaked several times. But what I did, one of our friends, our foreigner friends, also has a pond, and he had one of these containers, a polyurethane waterproofing ELO. I checked it online, really good, and I've now I've painted it on the entire inside of the pond. 2 coats. So yesterday morning I put on 1 coat. It was dry by the evening. Please excuse the roosters, they're quite excited for the new day. And this morning I came down and put the 2nd coat. My fish, of course, living in, there's our fish living in this little bucket for the last week. I've been very concerned, but we change the water almost almost half the water every day. The little fish have, I see babies in there. So the little fish are, I guess they're thriving. So maybe I was worried for no reason at all. But, okay. So where we stand now is when this dries, we will then, hopefully tomorrow, which is New Year's Eve, and we're heading to Payo. So hopefully tomorrow we'll put water in it. We'll put some banana leaves in it to help promote bacteria. This is several people have advised this. And we'll let it run while we're gone to Payo and for 2 days. And when we come back, I'll check the pH of the water where the fish are now. And if they're very similar, then we may be finally able to put our fish into the pond. Like I say, it's been well over a week, so Yeah, it's an ongoing video. So, and it's, of course, it's not going to finish until we put the fish in. So, stay tuned. There's more to come. Well, it's the next morning. And I put water in the pond. We're not 100% successful. It could be worse. I'll show you. We have a leak coming through here on the inside. So, and we have a small leak coming through this patch. Very small. But what sort of bothers me is this down here. You know, it's very likely that water could be coming from a leak that is inside there where we could not seal. It's very minor. No leak at the valve or at the drain, and there's no leak over here. Now, it's possible in time that might seal itself, and maybe all of them will seal themselves. But you know, it's not as bad as obviously before. So we're going to go to PO. We're going to come back and we'll assess the situation. Worst case scenario, we can drain the water down, certainly below this level and below that level, and I can put some more polyurethane sealant on it. As far as that is concerned, like I say, we'll monitor it. It may stop leaking on its own. We'll see. I put the banana leaves in. Everything else is working just fine. And well, a little closer. We'll come back from PO. We'll address the problems. My fish seem to be doing just fine. I've changed a third of the water again. So, yeah, ongoing process. We'll see how it plays out. Good morning. We're back from PO. We got back yesterday, and I checked the pH of both the pond with the fish, and it was 7.4. Again, it was 7.4 this morning. The pond was at 8 yesterday. Today, it's at 7.8. So I made the decision to transfer the fish. I put the small fish in the top pond. Well, I haven't removed all the, there's our bottom feeder. He may suffer the most because there's not much bacteria for him to eat. The other ones are in there. They're hiding under the banana leaves. So I suspect and they're all together right in there, hanging around saying, "What happened?" We'll see what happens. Hopefully everything's fine. We have to go into Pair today to go to immigration. Let them know that we left the province, and we're going to go to the pet store, and we might buy 2 more fish. And you can see where the leaking has not completely stopped, but it's not too bad. The next plan on the list is, of course, to put stone on the outside of the pond. And we're going to put small stone in the bottom. And we'll call that done. Oh, and we do have, coming from Lasada, a little fountain type thing that will add a little more oxygen into the water. We'll add the fish. I think we'll finish this up tomorrow morning. Hopefully everything is fine. Yeah, it's been a week and a half of a process of doing this. And I thank you for hanging through right to the end. And we'll see how it plays out tomorrow. So we have new babies already in the top pond. So I think we're done. We haven't lost any fish. One fish, I guess, jumped from the top there out. I'm not sure, but the other, we had a few of the fish we bought yesterday. They jumped into the lower pond, and so we don't have to worry about them jumping out because they're now in the lower pond. Yeah, the pH is now 7.4. I'm still waiting on our little fountain head to come from Lasada. That's thought that would come today. Maybe it still will come today or tomorrow. Yeah, fish seem to be quite satisfied. Well, all the leaks have essentially, motorcycles in the way. All the leaks have essentially stopped. There was the one there, it's all stopped, the water is dry. It's a success. So we now have a bigger pond. We are going to have a mason come and put stone all down around the whole thing at some point. And that may happen fairly soon. And then, well, then it will indeed be finished. So we're just going to do a little follow-up on the cost of all this. First off, the pond itself was $600. The support in the middle was $100, and of course we had to buy two, so that made it $200. So that ended up being basically 700 baht. The filter and the pump, like say we have a pump there and we have a pump there, so two pumps. One pump goes through the filter, the other pump goes up and goes up through the fountain. That came to 1,400 baht. Then we purchased the piping to plumb everything. We got more piping than we needed and so forth, but that cost came to 300 baht. There was, of course, a charge of 100 baht for the polyurethane sealant that I used from my friend. And the technician asked for 800 baht, and I gave him a 200 baht tip. Total cost 3,500 baht. And I'll point out, if you see earlier in the video, I showed you the filter that we could have bought from Lasada. That was 2,700 baht by itself. So we did pretty good. 3,500 baht, and we're complete and ready. Now again, I have other things I want to do. Like I say, we're going to do stone around the bottom, and well, we'll put plants for now around the pumps. But future, and of course we have the fountainhead that still isn't here. Apparently won't be here for another 2 days. But there are some changes I want to do in the future, and that could be 6 months, that could be a year. We will change the two pumps to a single pump that's outside, and we will indeed move the filter over and out of the way so it's less conspicuous. As far as the hose going up and in, well, that'll probably stay the same, but essentially that's the only real difference we're going to do, and that could be a while from now. But again, and the stone, of course, we'll do the stone. We'll probably do the stone fairly well, and when we do all that, we'll do another update video. Okay, back to the conclusion. I spoke too soon. Lasada showed up today, and there is our new fountainhead, working perfect. I wanted it to just go up, fall into the small inner part of the fountain. Actually, I cut the hose. The hose was too long, and that increased some of the flow because there was just too much restriction in the pipe. I can't be more happier. and then, well, then it will indeed be finished. Oh, here comes the frog. Here comes the frog. Okay, honey, put the frog in. I don't think so. I think you're just going to have to put him, let him. Yeah, I don't think he's going to float. He'll sink to the bottom. So there we go. All right, well, I had no idea that this was going to take this long, but it is done, and we're very happy. Yeah, till next time, bye for now, and remember, don't give up.